In this story, a fallen soldier's guitar was passed from base to base, and it was always played before going to sleep. This story is amazing. Every evening when the day is done and all the soldiers are back in the barracks, he would take out his acoustic guitar and play. He would strum chords softly so as not to disturb anyone and sing along. All the other soldiers would listen, and some would even join in. It was the perfect way to relax after a long day. He had no idea that it would become one of the most touching stories ever. He was an extraordinary young man. Not only was he incredibly skilled at playing the guitar, but he was also a talented cook who could make delicious meals that reminded everyone of home. But unfortunately, his time on Earth was cut short. During a routine training exercise, a tragic accident occurred, and he lost his life instantly. Everyone on base was deeply affected by his death. His fellow soldiers were heartbroken. They gathered together each evening to remember him. Before his guitar was put away for the last time, one of his close friends opened the case and slipped a note inside. The next day, the guitar was placed in a box and sent to the next unit. When the soldiers there opened it, they found a letter from their comrade. It read, "Play this guitar only songs of hope or love. Don't forget me." From that day on, every night before going to bed, the guitar was taken out and played. Every soldier that received the guitar after him made sure to follow his friend's wish. It became a rule, and if anyone wanted to play a sad song, they would have to wait until the morning. It may seem like just a silly tradition, but it meant much more than that. It was a way for the soldiers to remember their fallen comrade and to keep his memory alive. It was a way to honor his sacrifice and to carry on his legacy. After more than 10 years and being on more than 20 bases, the guitar finally ended up at the USO Center, where it is proudly displayed today. Many people have heard about this incredible story, including the soldier's former band leader, who was so moved by the story that he posted a video of the soldier's last performance on social media. The video went viral and has now been viewed over 5 million times. The video shows the soldier dressed in his military uniform standing in front of a microphone. In his right hand, he holds his guitar pick. In his left hand, he strums the strings. His face is illuminated by the light shining from the stage as he sings a song about love and loss. The lyrics are both beautiful and heartbreaking. As he sings, we see flashbacks of soldiers in combat and at home with their families. We see them laughing and joking around, but we also see them fighting and dying. The video ends with a dedication to the soldier who died in the training exercise. It reads, "Dedicated to our brother-in-arms who gave his all for our country. May his memory live on through the music he loved." There is also a quote written on the guitar that reads, "Strings don't forget hands that held them." This is a very poetic way of saying that the guitar will never forget the hands that have played it. It's a fitting tribute to a fallen soldier who was passionate about his music. People have been sharing this story with each other because it's a reminder that music can be a powerful force. It can bring people together, but it can also help us cope with loss and grief. This soldier may be gone, but his music and his story will live on forever. The guitar was well worn and had many dings and scratches on it, but it didn't matter to the soldiers who kept passing it around. It may have been just a guitar, but it was a reminder of something much more important, and that's what today's story is all about. A man from Texas enlisted in the army when he was 18. He loved playing his guitar and would spend hours each day learning new songs. When he got to the base, he would sit by himself and play his favorite tunes. All of the other soldiers loved listening to him and would gather around to hear him play. He was talented and could play pretty much anything, but his specialty was an old folk song called "I'll See You in My Dreams." He played the guitar every evening until one night when a horrible accident took his life. The soldiers were out doing target practice when suddenly a truck came barreling towards them. The driver had fallen asleep at the wheel and crashed into their group. Some soldiers were seriously injured while others lost their lives. One of those was the guitarist. The soldiers were devastated by his loss. They grieved for him and wondered what would become of his beloved guitar. A few days later, it was decided that the guitar would be given to the next unit that came through the base. A note was placed inside the guitar, and it read, "To whoever has this guitar, please keep it safe. It was very special to our unit, and we would like it to be played often in honor of our fallen comrade. Keep in mind, only play songs of hope or love." That's how he would always end his performances, and it seemed fitting that his final wish should be honored. The soldiers placed the guitar in a box and marked it fragile, then loaded it onto the truck with the rest of their supplies. They said goodbye to the guitar, hoping that it would bring joy to the soldiers it was given to. At the next base, the soldiers gathered around when they heard that there was a guitar waiting for them. They opened the box and found the guitar along with the note explaining its significance. They knew that they had to honor the fallen soldier's memory, so they promised to take good care of the guitar. That night, the lead singer of the band began to play. He strummed the strings and sang a song about love and hope, just like the note had requested. The other soldiers listened intently, remembering the fallen comrade and the music he had loved so much. As time went on, the guitar became a treasured possession. It was passed from base to base, each unit playing the guitar in honor of the fallen soldier. The guitar traveled all over the country and even overseas. It was played in Afghanistan, Iraq, and many other places. Each time it changed hands, a new note was added, sharing the stories of the previous units and the fallen soldier they had lost. For more than 10 years, the guitar continued to be passed around until finally it ended up at the USO Center. There it is now on display, along with the many notes that tell its story. One day, a journalist heard about the guitar and wrote a story about it for Stars and Stripes newspaper. Soon, everyone was talking about the guitar and people from all over the country wanted to see it. At the USO Center, visitors can learn about the fallen soldier and the impact he had on those around him. They can also see the guitar and all of the notes that were written inside of it. Many people have donated guitars to the USO, but none have the same meaning as this one. This is a true symbol of the power of music and the importance of honoring those who have died in the line of duty. One of the guitar's former owners saw the newspaper article and reached out to the USO Center. He wanted to see the guitar again and share his memories of the fallen soldier. When he arrived, he was overwhelmed with emotion. It had been so long since he'd seen the guitar, but the moment he laid his eyes on it, he knew it was the same. He could almost hear the music playing and feel the presence of the soldier whose spirit lived on through the strings. He talked with the staff at the USO Center about the impact the guitar had on him and the other soldiers. He shared stories of the music they played and the joy it brought them during tough times. He also spoke about the fallen soldier and the importance of keeping his memory alive. The staff at the USO were deeply moved by his story. They knew that the guitar was more than just an instrument. It was a symbol of hope, courage, and resilience. They were honored to have it in their collection and vowed to continue sharing its story with visitors. As the interview came to a close, he was asked if he had any advice for the families of fallen soldiers. "Never stop playing your music," he said, his voice filled with emotion. "Let the music be your guide, and let it lead you through the darkness. It will help you find the light." After the interview, he took a moment to look at the guitar. He closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and began to play. The music filled the room and brought back so many memories. He played until his fingers bled, pouring his heart and soul into every note. When he finished, he looked up and saw tears streaming down the faces of the USO staff. "Thank you for listening," he said softly, "and thank you for keeping the music alive." With that, he turned and walked away, leaving behind the echoes of his music and the memory of a fallen soldier. One day, a young soldier named Caleb found the guitar in the basement of the USO Center. He had never heard of the fallen soldier or the guitar's significance, but he knew he had to do something with it. So he took it home and gave it a polish. Then he sat down and began to play. As he strummed the strings, he could feel the presence of the soldier whose soul resided within the guitar. He could almost hear the music he had played and the stories he had told through his songs. Caleb was moved by the guitar's history and vowed to keep it safe. He started playing the guitar every evening, filling his small apartment with music. He learned old folk songs and played them with passion, hoping that the fallen soldier would be proud. As the weeks went on, Caleb became known throughout the base for his beautiful music. Soldiers would gather in his apartment to listen and share stories. One evening, while playing one of the soldiers' favorite songs, Caleb noticed a small hole in the guitar case. Curious, he reached inside and pulled out a stack of papers. They were notes written by the soldiers who had owned the guitar before him. As he read through the notes, he learned about the fallen comrade and the impact he had on those around him. Caleb was deeply moved by the stories and felt a sense of responsibility to carry on the tradition. He continued to play the guitar every evening, honoring the fallen soldier and keeping his memory alive. One day, a video of Caleb playing the guitar was posted online. It quickly went viral and has now received more than 5 million views. People from all over the world have heard the music and are inspired by the story of the fallen soldier. In the video, You can see the emotion in Caleb's eyes as he strums the strings. You can feel the passion in his music and the love he has for the guitar. It's a powerful tribute to a fallen hero and a reminder of the importance of honoring those who serve. On the back of the guitar, these words are carved: "Strings don't forget, hands that held them." It's a beautiful quote that perfectly sums up the relationship between a musician and his guitar. The strings may be made of metal or nylon, but they hold the memories of those who have played them. They remember the touch of the musician's hands and the emotions they put into the music. For the fallen soldier, his guitar became a symbol of his life and legacy. It was a way for him to express his love, his hope, and his dreams. And now it lives on through the music of others. This story is a testament to the power of music and the importance of honoring those who have died in the line of duty. It's a reminder that their sacrifice will never be forgotten, and that their legacy will live on through the stories we tell and the music we play.